fine. So before going with the orientation session, just would like to have an introduction from myself, a few minutes. Okay. So myself, I'm Anita. I have 11 plus years of experience into IT and totally into software. And yeah, I started my career with testing with QA, and later I was into all different teams like QA, product management, and with the BA, and with project management. So into all different shifts. And one of the latest domains, so I work for all different technologies, tools, and different domains like 14 plus domains like BFSI, health insurance, all different domains. And one of the latest domain and which I was more impressed is Pega, right? So since few years, since 5 plus years, I was into training, and the core stream I would choose into Pega, right? So yeah, we'll go with orientation session. Before that, I just shared your screen. If someone can't see the screen, just tell me. Okay. So yeah, this is our today's agenda. We'll go with introduction of Pega. What is Pega and why is Pega? Okay, and what is the market demand for Pega? So what are the requirements we have as of today in the market for Pega? And what are the prerequisites, like as a student or the candidate you should know what are the prerequisites you have to know before going for Pega. Nothing much actually, even we people are covering the prerequisites what you need to know, but at least you should know what are the requirements you should have to go for the Pega. Then we'll go with sample Pega application demo. Okay, I'll just show you a sample application, how a Pega application looks like. Then we'll go with the course content walkthrough. Then we'll just show the handouts, what all we are going to give for the candidate, right? So if someone can't hear or someone have any issues, just ping me in the chat, right? So yeah, so going with Pega, what is Pega? So Pega is an automated, normally we call Pega as a platform or technology or tool or framework, anything. But in real time, we'll call Pega as a framework. Pega is a framework, okay? It's a framework or it's an automation tool. We can call it an automation tool to build an application, to build or implement an application, right? So as of now, we have lot of different technologies like Java, .NET, and different technologies to build an application, right? So for that, what we need to do? We need to write the code manually, but in Pega, it's not required. So even you don't have coding skills or people are not from coding background, they can choose Pega. So it's like it's just 0% of coding we use in Pega. Everything what we do is using drag and drop. So we have built-in gadgets and tools in Pega. We have all the built-in things, so we just need to use them and build the tool. That's all. You have all the built-in tools and all the gadgets which you can see in the front end, and you just need to use them and build your application. That's all. Build your application. So in front end you don't have any kind of coding, right? Everything is drag and drop based. You already have all the things, all the framework you have, you just need to use them and build your application. But in the back end of Pega, it generates a source code in Java. Okay, your source code will be generated with Java in J2E platform, right? J2E. So as of now, each and every technology, as you know, so each and every technology or each and every stream is going for the automation. BA people are going with automation for designing wireframes or creating requirements, all those things, right? And QA people are going with testing for the using all the automation tools. Later, like project management team, everyone are going with automation for all the management activities. Even the product management team, everyone are going with automation tools, right? Only as we know, out of SDLC, so the main core part and main the heart of SDLC is development. We know that. So once we have a good development, later the testers can spend less time of testing. Then later you don't have much defect slippages, or the customer have good satisfaction. All these things we can acquire, but mostly we have to spend good time or good kind of tools or technologies at the time of development. Then we can reduce other costs or other kind of efforts. So that time, why don't we go for the automation tool for development? So that is the reason companies started choosing Pega, okay, for building the applications. So since few years, it got more fame and name into the industry, right? So yeah, so the main heart of Pega is PRPC. It's a PRPC. So Pega is a name which we got from the company. As you know, Pega company we have PEGA. So Pega's product is PRPC. Normally in real time we don't call it as Pega application. We'll call it as PRPC. PRPC is Pega rules process commander. Okay, we can call Pega as PRPC. In real time, we don't call it as Pega, we call it as PRPC. So these Pega rules will more concentrates on object-oriented concepts, and this process commander will have all the building kind of framework where you can build your UI designing, all your UI kind of what is that framework. Everything will be available in process commander. You just need to use them and build your application, right? So, as you know, in Java, you have object-oriented classes, right? Object-oriented classes, and you have object-oriented libraries, all these things. In Pega, whatever you do in Pega, it's an object-oriented rules. So everything is Pega. Like once you create a screen, or once you create a property, or anything, whatever you do in Pega, or once you create a report, everything will be a rule in Pega. So it's a rule based application. We call it a rule based application. So the front part Pega rules is something, whatever the things you create in the front end, the backend we have an engine called Pega rules. It generates all the things and it saves in the database with the name in the Pega rules. So process commander is the part where it has a built-in kind of framework as we discussed. It has a built-in kind of framework where it has all the tools and gadgets. With the help of that, we'll build the application. Like this is not much you need to know, but we should know like in real time we normally call it as PRPC, because though you will hear from people that PRPC then Pega, then we should not get surprised and what is PRPC, what is Pega, both are same. Okay, so yeah, we should know then what Pega is one of the BPM tool. We should know that Pega is one of the BPM tool. What is a BPM then? BPM is business process management. Business process management. What is business process management? So here a client comes to the company, right? Once the client comes to the company, he gives us a project. To the time we deliver to the project to the client, as part of SDLC, we have lot of phases we have to take care. Gather the requirements. BA team will gather the requirements. Then designers or architects will do the architecture designing, and then developers will implement the application, then QA people will test. All these things will be taken care by one application called BPM. And also whatever the things you can do, UI designing, creating the integrating the database, or whatever the things you can do, everything you can do in BPM application, right? These are the best features, or these are the benefits which includes in BPM. As you know, BPM is an automation tool. Like Pega is one of the BPM tool. BPM is an automation tool where you can build your application, right? It eliminates the redundancies, it minimizes the errors, complete work sooner, shorten project timelines. As you know, anyway, the automation will have less number of errors, it completes the work faster, right? All these kind of advantages are there in any kind of automation tool. Now we discussed on the features, especially on Pega. So it improves the performance. First feature of Pega is good performance. For why it has good performance. As you know, in traditional languages like Java or .NET, any other languages, you need to write your code manually, right? Manually, you need to write your code. So once you write your code, lot of effort will be there in your front end. So here, there's no code that you have to write in front end. Everything is, you already have a built-in features or built-in kind of framework. You just need to use them and build your application. Though the source code generates backend, but nothing is there in the application front end. No load is there. So performance wise, it is 50% faster than your current alternatives. Any kind of technology, what we are using in the companies as of now, currently Java, .NET or any other things, this Pega will have 50% fast performance than any other technologies what we are using. And then it will have reduced errors. Definitely we know, right? Once it is an automation, it will have a reduction of errors. Since manually we can do a lot of errors, we can't handle everything, but in automation we'll have less number of errors. And dev time will be less. So in real time, one like application which takes 2 years of time for me to do in Java, in Pega we can do the same application in 1 year or less span of time, because it's like everything is automation. You have everything available, you just need to plug in and you just need to know situation based on which situation you have to use which features or what kind of validation. That's all. You'll get all those things as part of requirements. So you just need to plug in the things. That's also that dev time is more or less than comparative to any other technologies. And end-to-end solution, end to end. So with a single install, you'll get all the things will be installed. You can do UI designing, and You can do database. Your database will be installed along with the Pega, and your web services and email configurations, right? In lot of applications we have to do email configurations, right? So you have to send the mails from the applications, or you have to receive the mails, you need to use the scanners or fax, all this kind of different kinds of external sources we use in applications, critical applications, not all the applications, but the critical applications which needs end-to-end kind of features. We should cover all these things: UI designing, database, web services, email configurations, and all these things. So everything will be installed in Pega with a single install. Okay, you no need to borrow or get from any other technologies. So with a single install, you can have end to end. And the other means of end to end is you can do from starting from designing or starting from requirements gathering. You have a chance in Pega that BA can create its objectives or requirement. Okay, and then you have a designers who can do the architecture of the product, architecture of the application in Pega itself. They can do. You have developers, right, who can do the implementation. So you can do all these things, and you have a QA who can do the testing. Everything you can cover in Pega. So that is the reason it calls as end-to-end solutions, right? It provides and all the critical business. So Pega it itself supports more than 30 plus domains. You have a lot of domains, right? BFSI, health insurance, you have healthcare, e-learning, e-commerce, lot of different domains, lot of different businesses you have, lot of applications we build in the company based on client requirements. So in that time, in that part, Pega supports 30 plus of domains. It's more than that. So you know that banking application will have critical kind of security things, critical kind of validations, critical business cases, all these things. Everything Pega can support, right? It has, it provides more security. So normally in traditional technologies, what you have to do for to have your product secured, you have to integrate or you have to implement the security concepts. So you need to implement the firewall concepts or some other thing to make your product so secure. And especially in web-based applications, security and performance is must assured, and security concept is must assured, that you have to establish security for your application. In Pega, you no need to plug in or you no need to integrate any kind of security things. It itself, it's a secure kind of application. Whatever you do in Pega, it's a secure. You no need to implement more on that. Okay, so you have lot of things will be reduced at the time of implementation. That is the reason the application dev time will be so much less compared to any other technologies, right? Then here you have to know one thing. Pega is BPM tool. Okay. So we have lot of other BPM tools also. Then why we hear always about Pega? We don't even know, few people don't even know what are the other BPM tools. We mostly hear only Pega, Pega, right? So we have lot of other BPM tools like Oracle, TIBCO, Codices, and still we have lot of things, and these are few other named ones, right? But why we don't much hear about these BPM tools? Because other BPM tools are middleware. And middleware in the sense, they have a platform to build an application, they have an platform where you can build an automated application. But other things, once you come for the integration part, your kind of database or web services or kind of email or some other integration, so you have to get it from external sources. You don't have them, it just works as a bridge. These other BPM tools works as a bridge, that's all, to build your application. But rest of all, you need to borrow from external sources. But in Pega, it's not like that. Pega is a complete end-to-end BPM, end-to-end BPM. So you no need to bother get any other technologies or any other sources or any other integrations from any external sources. Everything will be there in Pega with a single install. You just need to install. You automatically gets all the databases. You will get databases like Oracle, SQL, and you have DB2 and lot of different databases you will have, and servers will be automatically there by default once you install Pega. You have Tomcat, you have WebSphere, all the servers. Though in real time we don't use all these databases, all these servers in the application, but as per the project requirement, we just select one server and one database. But we have a feasibility that we have lot of things, lot of databases, lot of servers, right? All these things are available. So in other BPM tools, it's like a middleware. You just have a platform or bridge. You have to get all these integrations and all the things from the external sources, right? So that is the reason we always hear about Pega. We don't much go with the other BPM tools, right? So yeah, and here is the place where like you should know why we have to choose Pega, right? Why we need to, why to choose Pega, right? So, actually, earlier only level 5 companies used to start. Since it's an automation, definitely companies want to opt for Pega, right? But the license cost will be big, higher one. So only level 5 companies used to choose Pega because the license cost it takes more, like maybe complete Pega package it takes in crore. So only a bigger companies can go. But later, since we have a version starting from 3.0 to as of now it is 7 is the version. In between we have version of actually 6.3. Okay, so after like 6.3, like Pega started having implementing like giving the customization of features to the users of small companies, like small companies, level 2, level 3 and level 4 also. So those people, like based on the company requirement, this Pega is customizing the features and it's reducing the license cost and it's giving to those companies. That is the reason we have lot of requirements as of now. You can see the requirements posting by level 2, 3, 4, 5 and all the companies. That is the reason we have lot of requirements in the market for Pega. The other thing, as you know, since an automation tool, everyone wants to opt for the Pega. All the companies want to opt, but only for the license cost they used to look for like the license cost is more what they have to do. So as of now, even the small companies got, like, due to that the Pega is providing a customized feature and reducing the cost of the license and giving the features as per the company's requirement. So definitely the companies, all these companies are choosing for an automation kind of thing. So since it has lot of benefits, right, it has good you can have good performance and good customer satisfaction, reduce error, and especially for your agile, you know, right, agile is something where rapidly you will get the requirements change and you need a frequent releases, everything. Definitely in agile you should always welcome for changes, where in Pega once you get a change, once you get a change or once you get a new requirement, you can easily accept it and you can implement it. But in other technologies it takes time for you to look after, to do the risk analysis, to look after the components which are attaching to this, and you to implement the kind of new things. But in Pega it doesn't take much time. Once the BA thinks okay we can implement the thing on the application, developer can do within a span of hours time. It's not even the days actually. Once you have the requirement, it doesn't even take days and days time also. We normally take time when we build the requirements, the time like when we have like we need to have interaction with the client on the requirement analysis. In between we have a sprint call, for that will take more time. Other than that, for building UI designing, for building the kind of establishing the database or to build a kind of features, it doesn't take much time. So we'll have an application demo also after that, so that you can even know, like people will have the curiosity without coding how we can do an application. So once you see the application, you can think okay we can do the application, whatever we can do in traditional language, everything we can do in Pega with less time and with good performance, right? So that is the reason in industry you have lot of requirements and you have actually best salary. Why we have best salary? In the sense, people who are already into the Java, they normally think okay we already into the kind of coding skills, why we need to go, either the company asks them or they choose. Actually these days we are getting the people who have like 10 to 12 years of experience in Java also, they are coming for Pega trainings or they want to shift for Pega because in their company they have a requirement, or since the requirements are there in market they want to shift. Other than that, like in market they have lot of requirements, since all the companies, all the level of companies started using Pega, lot of requirements are there. That is the reason that people started doing the things and they started going with Pega. So it's like just 1 or 1.5 year it got more, since they are like those people Pegas, they use the things and they're customizing and giving the things. It is available with all kind of companies and people were started opting it, right? So now we'll go with a small application, right? I'll show you a small application how it looks like in the Pega. So can you see my screen? Okay, if someone can't, just give me a chat, ping me in the chat. So this is a kind of screen what you can see, right? I built in a small screen like where it has all the features, right? You can have all the things whatever you can do in normal application. You can have all the drop downs. See, based on like martial status is yes, I got some other section displayed. If the martial status is no, I got some other section displayed, right? Based on gender, so I got the status displayed, and all these fields, all the date fields, all those things you will get. So these are the details which is getting populated from my database. Based on the selection, my other details will be displayed, will be changed, right? So you have all next all the links kind of things, like this is all the screen flows you have, right? This is of my primary education where they can add the kind of rows and give my college name and give my degree as BTech and pass out here and what is the regular distance. So this is all the things you can do, and you can do the mathematical calculations. Right? Whatever you can do normally, you can do everything with 0% of coding. I didn't even just touch 1% of coding. So while we go with this, in between you should know one thing. Actually, before to 6.3 version of Pega, if I'm a person of a if I'm from a developer background, so if I want to go for the coding and do kind of edits or do kind of some features from coding, I have a chance that I can do. After 6.3, Pega is not supporting or encouraging you to do any more coding because it itself it's for a good performance. Again, you go and touch code. There is no reason of choosing Pega and giving the license all these things, right? So it's a 0% of coding, not required to do any coding, right? Then all the things you can have all the different kinds of screen. This is all different kinds of screens, right? So all these things. So based on the experience level, you'll get different kinds of things. Experience range 4 to 7, right? This is all kind of validations and declared expressions. Lot of things you have. So this is all different kinds of screens, right? So next, all this background is one of the screen. This is the application developed for the interview process. In the companies, you know that lot of companies, instead of manually taking the interviews, they are following the interview process application. Once the candidate comes to company for an interview, till the candidate confirmed whether he's getting offer rolled out or not, everything will be managed in the application. This is such an application. So everything, all the charts, all the things, all the reports, everything will be there. You just need to use them. That's all. Nothing you need to create, right? Everything is there in the UI, you just need to use them. You have different kinds of fields, right? All this calendar field, all the signature fields, all the properties, everything you'll have, right? So you have different kinds of validation. Based on S, you want something to be displayed. Based on no, you don't want you want some other thing to be displayed, right? All these things can be done. And even you can see for this single screen, I have this much of, you can see a Java code actually here. Though you don't develop, you can see, you have a chance to see the Java code. For that single thing, what I just taken 40 minutes or 1 hour of time to do that screen. But in Java, if you can see the code, it will have a lines, pages and pages of code. Where in real time, if you want to do in other technologies, it takes days and days of time, because I used database in that screens. I used a lot of what is that, integrations. I used email, lot of things I used. It takes lot of pages and pages of code, right? The same thing I did with just less span of time, right? Right. So now we'll see with the course content. What is the course content? What are the things we'll cover as part of course? Right. So yeah. So this is the course content and prerequisites for Pega. You can just see here prerequisites for Pega. It's not much actually. What are there as part of prerequisites? We people will cover, but though you just need to know what are the prerequisites. So understanding of software company categorizations, client, project team, and technologies. Because once you go for not only for Pega interview, any interview, you should know what is a company level and what are the project, what are the teams, what are the technologies, and especially for Pega, why you choose Pega or why company is driving with Pega. All these things you should know. Understanding of SDLC and Agile, these are all linking factors for your application, right? We should know. Understanding end-to-end project life cycle, all different kinds of stages what we have in the project, different kinds of team, what are the different approaches we'll take, and what is the domain, right? If people will ask you which domain you are asking, sorry, which domain you are working, you should tell whether you are working on healthcare or e-learning, what is the kind of domain. You should have some knowledge on domains. And though in Pega we have database, we don't write any queries. No need of any kind of knowledge on queries of database, but we'll use the methods. Though you should know what is a database and why we use a database, what is the minimum queries like select, insert, delete, those things, and what is a web service set. We have a web service concept where we can generate the result, but you should know what is a web service, why we use web service, and what is a visual, what is a soap, these things. All these prerequisites will cover as part of training, right? So end to end we cover. You no need to get any other things from the external. End to end you can cover as part of Pega. What are the prerequisites required is also will be covered, right? So these are the kinds of things all we cover. Classes, everything will be there as in traditionally what you have. but in Pega it's a few it's in understandable way. Whatever you'll do, everything will be auto created. And these all the kinds of validations, we have different kinds of validations, decisions, activities, methods, all these things, different kinds of validations you have. Though you don't have coding, you should know the validations and the navigational base. It's all navigation, a lot of navigations you'll have, though you don't have coding, right? But compared to your traditional language, any other language where you need to use your code, it's much more like 80% or 90% better. So your configurations of email, at last we'll have integration session also, where it covers all integration external database. So as of now I have actually Pega. You can choose, companies can choose Pega when they go for a new application, or when they have an application but they want to migrate it to Pega, or already my application is there in the production. As of now I'm in maintenance, now I want to go for Pega. Anytime they can go for Pega, they can choose Pega. At that time I have my database with my customer data. Okay, it have millions of data. I don't want to use Pega database, I don't want to migrate all my data to the Pega database. That time I can just integrate Pega with my external database. I have that chance. Okay, so lot that kind of thing we have, right? Then, so these are the handouts we give to the candidate. So you have a trail software, you'll get a trail software for the training purpose. All the sessions are practical. Whatever we'll do now, each and everything is practical. We'll create the features, we'll take a project like maybe e-commerce or e-learning or healthcare project or some other project. We'll take a domain based project and we'll do everything on that project. It will be practical sessions, right? Daily you'll get a documentations on whatever we do, because it's not a coding but it's a navigational base. So you should have a document in clear understanding. The documents what we provide you on daily basis will be like this, with step by step screenshot. So in some way, though you get a video, no need to go and listen for video and each and everything. Whatever you are doing, okay, you miss some kind of navigation where you need to attach something, you can just go here, search and see that particular screen, you can get it. Right, your kind of documents will be like this, step by step screens will be provided. And uh, daily you'll get these kind of documents, and what are the session you had on that, you'll get these documents, right? And you'll have a daily tasks on your, we'll do one project at the time of training. After that, we'll give as a task, you have one more project that you have to do and come up with the next day. If you have some queries, we can look after. Then you have the videos, right? And you have a complimentary session. Since I was there in the interview board since 6+ years, I have handled multiple interviews. So I can give you, you'll have a complimentary session on how diplomatically you have to handle the interview, right? So though you have your technical and other skills as 60 to 70%, other 20% you should have the interview skills, how you need to handle the interview. If you are not aware of particular thing, what you have to tell, or how you need to handle such kind of situations, those things will be there. We'll cover that at end of the sessions. And you have a Pega interview FAQs. It's a real-time FAQs where those are compulsory questions you can have. And real-time project documents. Okay, these documents, where whatever we use in companies on day-to-day basis, we have all these documents. So people will ask you at the time of interview, or they'll ask you based on which documents you will do your implementation, or will you do your testing, all these things will come, right? So based on which documents, we normally tell as SRS or some document. So how the documents looks like, which part of SRS you consider to do your implementation, all these things you should know. Maybe if we search in Google, we can get a document, but we don't have data in that. It's just an index kind of thing. But since we are there in the companies, everything like whatever will be handled, will be doing from these documents. So that is the reason you can get all real-time documentations, right? Scope document, how will be a BRD business requirement document looks like, all these things, right? So those are the things. You people have any questions? Dawal.
No, I got the idea, so I'm just trying to analyze it on myself. If I have a question,
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Okay. So you are from which background?
Uh, Not on software side. I was mostly networking and little bit of QA.
Right, right. Actually, it doesn't take anything from the software. It doesn't have, right? Nothing is there from the software. Any kind of background people, they are coming for Pega. And
Okay.
People who are working for same technology like Java or something for 10 years, those people are coming since in market they are requirements. And the other thing,
Mhm.
people who are from other platforms like admin or networking or QA, and mostly from QA also, they don't have,
Yeah.
they have just functional skills, right? So as
Yeah.
of now,
Yes.
we know anywhere we'll go, people will start asking what is the technical kind of stuff you have, right? So that
Yeah.
time we can't tell Java or something. If we tell, we can just give an high level, but we can't. We are not a person who can sit and do the coding or implementation, right? But once a
Yes.
person, the interviewer, once they do the interview at the time, they will just think whether if we take this person, can we use them for the other things? Like once, okay, this particular thing is not there as of now, or the few days
Yeah.
this project is going to complete, or the I want to this person to migrate to something else, whether he has a secondary skill or not. And
Okay.
obviously, this is not a secondary one actually. As of now, everyone is going as a primary skill for Pega, okay,
Yes.
from different platforms, right? So, since there's
Yeah.
no coding knowledge required, okay,
Okay. Yeah.
that is one of the thing. And obviously, as I showed you, all the prerequisites will be covered, okay. So
Okay.
those are the main things actually. Though everyone will not cover, they'll just give the Pega training. But since I was there in the interview board, I know what a person should know. It's not only directly once you go, no one will ask what is Pega, right? They will ask
Yes.
what the project you are working, what is the client, what is the company, do you know something on our company, right? What is the
Yes.
SDLC model you followed, what are the technologies you used, all these things we should know. Other things should be 30% and Pega will be 50% and interview skills
50.
will be 20%. It will be like that.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And Indu, hello. Okay. She might be okay then. Fine. Fine, guys. So that is the thing. Okay, I'll share the document so you can just go through. So the main thing, the main advantage for other people who are coming from other backgrounds or other thing, because I'm basically from a QA background at starting, but I just migrated myself to Pega because I needed some kind of technical skills. As of now, today market we know how the things are going on. So definitely we should have a good kind of domain in our hand. It's not a functional or something. We should have technical skills also. That time when we choose, like definitely we can't go, though we are from computers background or some other background, we can't choose 100% of coding kind of thing since we are not from development background. So that time when we want to go for development or when we want to go for a job, definitely we have a lot of requirements for this. Then that is the reason a lot of people are choosing, whether the background can be anything, but based on the requirements also we have to choose. And other than that, once I'm into functional background, people are working on that particular domain on Java or something also they are choosing because requirements are there. And once they are into some other functional domain like testing or admin or networking, some other thing, definitely if they want a best pay or some other thing, or they need a kind of technical skills in the hand, so then that time they should have that. As per the today's market, we should have at least couple of skills. One is technical and you can have functional. That time we can choose it, right? So main thing is as per the industry, and you have a best pay because there are very few professionals in the industry as of now. Because just since an year, like level 2, 3, 4 companies started, so very less professionals are there. That is the reason they are looking for a lot of resources and lot of requirements are there, right? Fine then. We are done.
1 minute.
Yeah,
Anita, this is Ashna from IT Learn. Anita, give me a minute, please. This is Ashna from IT Learn. Can you hear me?
yeah, yeah. I can hear.
Anita, there are many questions in chat. Can you please check the chat once and answer? And there is a person named Saran Singh. He has a question. He wants you to unmute. Please check the
Oh,
chat. There are a few questions. You can answer
actually,
those and then probably unmute Saran and then he can question whatever he
one
wants to.
second. Actually, I couldn't able to see in chat as now.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Okay,
Can you
so
tell me like
whoever have the questions can please raise your hand so that you can unmute and
right,
then
right?
you all can ask the questions. For now, Anita, you can just unmute Saran Singh and then he has a question that you can go ahead with.
Okay. Who is that? Charan?
Saran, Saran, Saran Singh.
Okay. Yeah, I'm doing that. Hi, Charan. Yes. Tell me.
Sorry, I joined little late.
Okay, no issues.
Just want to know that your this course is intended to do the technical skills in Pega, or it is only from testing perspective.
No, no, it's for both actually. Once you know Pega, you can work everything in Pega. You can do the admin activities. You can do you can implement as a developer. You can test as a tester, and you can do managerial things. Everything will be covered.
No, I have experience in Pega testing.
Okay.
So I wanted to increase my technical skills. That
Yeah.
is why I wanted
Yeah.
to know about this course.
It's technical will be that we'll be implementing the product. We'll be implementing end-to-end project. So it includes the technical. It's of technical,
Okay.
right?
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
Right. Fine. And the other person
So,
it's Ramakishore. Hello,
Oh, hi.
Ramakishore. Yeah.
Hi. Hi,
Hi.
my name is Ram Kishore. I have a question.
Okay.
Like, is there any trial version that we can practice? Because you said like it is a paid version, Pega is a paid
Yeah.
version. So
Yeah.
how do we practice?
Yeah. So Ramkishore, I will give you a trail version. Okay. Actually, in Pega we have two types of editions. Not only in Pega, in any software we have personal edition and we have enterprise. Enterprise is the paid version where companies will opt. It takes the license. We'll have a trail version. Okay. I have a trail software which we use for the training. I'll give you that software. Right. We'll use that for
Okay.
the training purpose. That is called as
So,
personal edition or trail edition. We can do all our whatever we can do in enterprise. We can do everything in the trail version.
okay.
At the
Okay. Thank you.
second day of class we can have a installation class also, then you can carry your lapis, or once I give the software you can install, right?
Yeah.
Right, I
And
have one.
also, like, your course, does it help in certification of
Right,
Pega?
right. Actually, that thing I have in the next session. I thought of giving you. Right, you have a certifications in Pega. Though normally it's actually not that much mandatory, but obviously you know in any kind of stream, once you have a certification, you'll have a added kind of point for your resume, right? Lot of people are there so that it can filter your resume in the quick basis. So definitely in Pega you have a certifications. You have CSA, CSLA, and two more else. So if the person have the experience from 2 to 5 years, you can choose CSA, right? If the person is from
Yeah.
lead role, you can choose CSLA. Based on his experience, I can suggest you in the certification, and I can suggest you in the certification questions also. Okay, I have
Okay.
a certification kind
And
of.
actually, I'm a Pega tester earlier.
Okay.
So, when I was talking to the developer, they were telling like you need to have a Java knowledge to be.
No, no. Actually, that is actually previously version. Like as I told you in 6.3 previously, you have a kind of edit. I showed you that you can edit the Java code. You kind
Yeah.
of few features, very minute features, you have to go and do kind of Java coding. But as of now, after 6.3, as of now, since 7, 0%
Mhm.
of coding. You don't require any kind of coding knowledge, right?
Okay.
Plus
Thank
one,
you.
plus one. Why I select is the reason is that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay then. Fine.
Thank you.
Yeah. Fine. So
Okay. Hi, this is Ashna again, Anita.
yeah.
There's a few questions on chat. I will actually read it out for you and you can
Okay.
answer. Is that
Okay.
okay?
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, we'll fix this issue later. I'm not really sure what is the issue, but I'll
Right,
go
right.
ahead with the question.
Right, fine.
Alex is asking the question, what is level 5 company?
Okay, okay. So, Alex, actually, these are all the things I'll cover as part of prerequisites companies categorizations. I told you, right? But as of now, since you asked, I can tell you a company, as you get certifications from Pega, same thing, the companies will also opt for certifications for the company level. Normally, if client wants to give a project based on the company certification or company standards only, they can give. If I'll tell my company is a good company, no one will give me. Company should have some kind of certification or level. Those things they will get only the company opt for some kind of certification. So the best things we have CMMI, as you heard, CMMI, ISO, IEEE, lot of things are there. CMMI level 5 company is something. The companies, once the people have 10,000 plus people, then they will opt for CMMI level 5 company, and the company don't get the certification immediately once they opt. They have to work continuously for 2 to 3 years. They have to follow lot of process, lot of documents, whatever given by CMMI people. Once they fulfill that, then they will get the certification. That is the reason all the projects will go for level 5 companies, since clients don't want to take risk. If they can keep a more budget of amount, but they don't want to get a risk. Once they have a CMMI level 5 company, the clients who give the project, they can ensure yes, this is a good company, it follows all the process, we can have a good quality and everything can be good. Right? In the same way, you have level 4, level 3, level 2, level 1, based on the company's employee strength, based on the company's level, these things they will opt. right? And you have a prerequisite class on this. I'll cover different kinds of technologies and who will choose what kind of technology, what is the role of BA, what is the role of PM, everything I cover, right? So you get all deep knowledge into software industry. It's not, it's into higher level also. The documents what I'll show you, it's not even in real time. You don't even get a chance to see all those things. Normally your people will give you, okay, this thing you have to work, that's all. They even don't get show you all these things in some of the companies. So I'll show you all the things as part of prerequisites in the next sessions, right? Right, Alex? Yeah, Alex, are you fine?
Okay. Can you unmute him because he had one more question, so maybe
Yeah,
he
I
can
did
ask.
actually. I did actually. Alex, right?
Okay.
ALEX.
Yes.
Can
Yeah.
you hear me, please?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, yeah, thank you. That's what I was trying to ask. The level 5 refers to CMMI.
Right, right. So, right, level 5 refers to CMMI, and you have lot of different kinds of levels. Level 5 is the hi-fi company, as you know, Wipro, CSC, and bigger Infosys, lot of TCS, lot of bigger companies are level 5. So that is the reason they don't get level 5 immediately. They have lot of efforts they have to keep and lot of things they have to do to get that level 5. Once they get it, so that is the reason. So if, see, as you know, then if I'll tell my company is good, no one can opt, right? I should have some assurance from someone or some kind of standards that this company can handle all the things or this person can handle all the things. That kind of certification is that, right? We can cover all these things as part of sessions. We have, you have a class on this one also, right, Alex?
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, fine. And still, Asna, is there any more?
Okay. Can you unmute Saran Singh again? Saran Singh, because she has few more questions here.
Yeah. So, yeah, just one second. Yes, Alan.
Yeah. Hi, Anita.
Yeah.
I just want to know, like, what database is behind the Pega engine,
Yeah.
and do we need to know that database also, like, that knowledge is required, and will you cover that as a part of this course?
Hmm. Okay, so database we have in real time. Once you buy the license, we have lot of databases as part of. They give the product, right? They have SQL, Oracle, all those things. But in personal edition, since it's a limited, right? We don't get any license. We don't pay the amount. It's a limited and trail version. So we'll get one database at one version. As of now, what the version I'm going to give you the trail software, you'll have an Oracle database. So though Pega doesn't require any kind of queries to be learned, you have all the internal methods. That is the reason it's not a technical. No need of any kind of technical or coding knowledge. So, but you should know what is a database, right? Since few people they don't know what is a database, what is the minimum queries, what is how they have to create a table, all these things. Those things I'll take care, right?
Okay. Okay.
I'll give you the minimum queries also, not only to create the query, other things also. So how to retrieve, how to delete. Not only for Pega, you should know, right? Like you should not tell, okay, we are using methods in Pega, so database is not required. It's there, but you should know at least what is database, what are the few kind of queries. Those I'll share you, and I'll give you a session on that, right?
Okay. And can I please request you just to show the slide where you have shown the course content, because I joined late, so I couldn't see your
Okay,
slides.
okay. Can you see now? Oh, course content you want, right?
Yeah, what
Give
is
me a
it?
second. Right. This is the course content. Actually, these are the prerequisites. As you ask me, all database, everything will be. What are the things required to know? At least the basic things I'll cover, right? Database, domains, web services, SDLC, all the companies, categorizations. One of the person asked me about the company's levels. All those things will be covered under these prerequisites, right? And course content, this is the course content, right? You have all the UI designing, all the creations, all the fields, all the kinds of screens, validations, methods, right? All different
Okay.
kinds of reports, and integration is the last part where it takes 1 week of time. You have all the web services integration, creating visuals, integrating external visuals, or creating visuals from your application. See, since few people are not from technical, they will get scared. What is web service? What is these things? Don't get, okay. Since this is of nothing from technical things, whatever is required, I'll cover. Not an issue, right? So we'll see what is a web service, why we use, and what are the things we need also. Other than that, everything whatever is required for integration, we cover external database integration, right? And your email configurations, everything we can do, right?
And this this course will qualify us to give the certification exam.
Right. You can do, because whatever we do is practical. It's not a theoretical. I don't even support for theoretical. Once you give me to ask me to go for theoretical, also I directly go for practical only, because we are already using in. We are a person with real time experience, right? So normally everything will be with practical, and then for your kind of certification and FAQs, we have the real time FAQs and certifications what we use in the company, right? So I'll share
Okay.
you those things so that at last you can go with those and you can practice also, right?
Okay. Okay.
Right,
Thank
right,
you.
right.
Thank you, Anita.
Yeah. So Ramakishore, you have some
No,
questions? Okay,
no,
you're
no.
fine. Right. So is there someone, Asna?
It is Madhusudan. Yeah, Madhusudan.
Okay. Yeah, Madhusudan.
And
Yeah,
after that, Veerabhadraya.
yeah, I'll look after.
Uh,
So hi Madhu.
Hi, Anita. Just I wanted to know the companies which are using the older versions of PRPC, are they migrating to 7?
Yeah, actually, as of now in the market we have 7.2 also. Okay, but since actually after 6.3, 7.2 they haven't migrated as of now. 7 we got, since 7 is a trail version which is okay, qualified somewhat. Some companies, lot of companies, they started with the 7, right? As of now we have 7.2 version also. In future, in again company starts with 7.2. But one thing I can tell you, I was there since 4 version also, but I doesn't seen any kind of difference between each and every versions, right? What the things you do, you can, once you go for the screen, the things will be the same, just the look and feel, and you'll get extra things. That's all. Whatever you do, it's okay. You'll get a better kind of navigations as part of the next version. That's all. The existing features or existing things will not be taken out, right? So we don't much bother on versions actually. Once everything is qualified, we just normally will plug in for the new version, right? And companies
Okay.
wise, we have
Because
all the, yeah.
yeah, because you said in the prior version we cannot customize I mean, we can customize the
Right,
code,
right. But
but in 7, yeah.
right, but people who are already there, like few of the companies, if they have a Java developers who are working for Pega, right, they don't have an issue, right? They can customize in 6.3. They can use 6.3 itself, right? So they will update to 7 or they will update to the higher versions. But once they think, okay, it's fine, we can do. But immediately it's not like, okay, I got a new version, I have to update. It's not like that. Based on the requirement or based on the timelines or based on the project timelines, I can't keep my project things apart, and I can't keeping on update my versions, right? So it's on based on the company situation they will update. But as of now, we are started with 7, right?
Okay.
From 2014, 7 is being used,
Okay.
right? So then, so Asna, you said some other person. Who is that? Is there anyone? Uh,
It is Veerabhadraya. Yeah, it's Veerabhadraya.
yeah.
I'm pronouncing her name wrongly. I'm really sorry.
I
Okay, team, if you
couldn't.
have any questions, please do not post it on the question
Yeah.
GoToWebinar chat.
You can ask
Please
me
raise your
actually.
hand so that she can check and respond back. Anita can check, respond back to your questions. Please raise
Right.
your hand.
See, actually, Veerabhadraya, I couldn't able to unmute. What happened? For only him, I
Okay.
couldn't able to unmute.
Okay. The question is, what about interviews after completing the course? The question that he asked was, what about the interviews after completing the course?
So what about the interviews, in the sense you have lot of requirements in the market, right? So you have to opt for, you have to update your resume in the Naukri, or you have to update in some kind of job portals, right? To go for the interviews, these things will help you. And not only for Pega, we are giving all the prerequisites things also for you as part of interview skills. We are giving other kind of SDLC, all those things. Other than that, for interviews, you need to apply to the job portals. So definitely there are a lot of requirements in the market, right? Same thing, whatever you do for all the other things, other kind of technologies, in the same way you have to apply. But the calls will be more, since the requirements are there, you can get a good calls, right? Veerabhadra, and also the FAQs related to interviews. Now I can share you at last. So normally, what kind of FAQs or what time of real-time questions we prepare in the company as part of POC, or what we do for the kind people, what we expect from a people, all those things we have a kind of document. We'll share you, right? Uh, so still anyone?
There is Vijay. If you can, Vijay has
Vijay,
a question.
yeah, I'll just look after. Yeah. Hello, Vijay. Hello, hello, Vijay. I can't hear your voice at all. It's too low.
Okay, I'll read the question and you can answer,
Okay.
Anita. The question is, the trial version will be how many days? It is bound to 15 to 30 days, or as other tools is the question he has.
No, it doesn't have kind of days expiry date. It's forever, right? Until unless you kind something of crash your application or your system, or sometimes actually in Pega once you install, you'll get three types of icons: startup, shutdown, and you have a login. So daily once you are done with your work, you have to just shut down it. Sometimes if you are not shutting down the server for 2 to 3 days, that time it will get crash or something. Then you have to again install it. But there's no expiry date. It's forever, right?
Okay, so only these were the questions that were there. And there was one question from Alex asked in the beginning of the session.
Okay.
What is an acronym for Pega? I mean,
Uh,
like, is Pega an acronym for something?
it's a Pega company. It's from Pega company actually. So the name itself it's a Pega, but we doesn't use Pega in the real time. We call it as PRPC. It acronym is Pega Rules Process Commander, PRPC. Okay, real time we don't call it as Pega, right? So since it
Yeah,
is from
okay, then that
right.
answers almost all the questions, Anita. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, fine. See, lot of questions I got from database section, from the other things who are from development and who are from testing, they want to jump for development. So all these things, whereas the answer is like, that is the reason we are going for Pega. Like, there's no, like, when I want to go for Pega, we'll look after, like, what are the coding skills it required, not only for Pega, any kind of technology, set Java, .NET or anything. See, once you take Java in company also, a person can be good in oops concept, a person can be good in stuff. It's not like that. Once you know Pega, you can do an admin activities, you can create the users or login, you can attach the application, or you can do reports, everything, or you can do implementation of an application as a system architect, and whatever the business end is creating the requirements, everything you can do in Pega. And as a tester, you can test the application, everything, and you can just migrate your package, and you can then later you can deploy it in the production, everything whatever you can do in traditional, each and every kind of sections, each and every kind of role, everything you can do in Pega, right? And there's no coding skills required. Some prerequisites are there, those will cover as part of training. And your documentation, we have document which we spend a lot of time on, those like years and years time, where it has step by step screenshots. So since it is a navigational base, that is the reason we prepared a document with screenshots. So there's no chance for you to miss the navigation with that, right? Also you have daily practices, we'll do on a real time project, one project, and we'll do on that project, right? So your things will be practical, right? Then I'm done, Asna.
Yes, I think
Yeah.
there are no more questions, Anita. So yeah, we
Okay.
can wrap it up. We can wrap the session. So the
Okay.
next free session is on 24th of July. It's 5:30 p.m. Pacific with the same thing. So you can join in there. And yeah,
Okay.
we'll take a little more. We'll go a little more detail
Okay.
topic wise.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine, guys. Okay, bye. Have a nice day.